the transition planning, the data gathering, it's part of this suite of the 5 rulemakings. The chair has commented that some of them are targeted to systemic risk or learning more about systemic risk. That hasn't historically been a place that the SEC has gone. The SEC has really been more about investor protection and capital markets. How do you see systemic risk fitting in now with the Commission's overall mission and interaction with other regulators, the Financial Stability Oversight Council, and so forth?
So I might be uniquely situated, or maybe I'm uniquely traumatized by the financial crisis, but having worked on the staff of the Senate Banking Committee as we went through the crisis and then tried to figure out how to help through statute avoid or mitigate such a crisis going forward, I feel very much that financial stability is now part of every financial regulator's mission. I think we learned that the world is very global, very interconnected. Financial firms are now in almost every country in the world. We're interconnected through, for example, derivatives and many products that I think the Senate and the House were not thinking about as we went through the crisis, or many of the financial regulators. I think we're now in the position of thinking through where might there be another financial problem. How can we make sure our marketplace is resilient? Because it's going to happen. Some type of problem is going to happen. There'll be a stress. I think the key thing is resiliency, and that we can get our marketplace back up and running very quickly. So we talk about cybersecurity or Hurricane Sandy or financial stress, either from within our country or coming outside of our country. How can we make sure there's minimal disruption of our financial marketplace? I think that's part of our mission now, and we all need to be focused on it.
And in terms of the data gathering proposals, that obviously part of the reason for them is to help the Commission assess systemic risk as well as the other financial regulators. How is the flow of information working, and is it going in both directions?
That is harder for me to speak to because I'm not actually, our chair is a member of the FSOC and is having more interactions with the other regulators. I believe it's much better than it used to be. So typically, I think each financial service regulator was sort of their own silo, looking at the financial firms that were within their jurisdiction. I think there's now active conversations between the regulators, and I think also between divisions within my own agency, talking about issues that might affect other marketplaces, or how different marketplaces are interacting, or how bank holding companies might be interacting with broker-dealers. So I think the crisis has focused many, many more people on how siloed things have been and trying to break down those silos. Is that a work in progress? Absolutely.